What's up guys, it's your boy Hayden, back in another video, and today we're going to be talking about the History Iridescent White jacket from the History World Tour. It's such a beautiful jacket, isn't it? It's been a while. I think I've been wanting this jacket ever since 2013, give or take, but I finally have it in my collection, and words can't describe how happy and beautiful this jacket is. I know it sounds really strange, but yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so where do I even begin talking about this jacket? It's a beautiful jacket, don't get me wrong. I don't know when this is going to be uploaded, but I actually had this jacket for I think a month or two. I had this for a secret for a very, very long time. Only 2 people know about this, but I've just been waiting for a performance opportunity to wear this jacket. Originally, I was going to wear this jacket for a performance, but unfortunately I got sick, and yeah, it just took me a month just to reschedule this performance. So I've actually had this jacket for quite some time. I've been keeping this a secret. I know I've hinted towards this jacket many a times, but I just never, publicly told about it. This is kind of like the secret weapon, so to speak. I've always worn this jacket ever since 2013, and I know that this one actually was made previously. I wasn't really much of a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the fabric, especially the quality of it. But if you're ever on the market for a History white jacket, buy this one. Links will be down in the description below, as per usual. But yeah, buy this version. Don't buy the original version. Just the quality of it is really, really cheap. But yeah, let's just get into it. If you can't tell, I'm really, really happy talking about this jacket. It's such a beautiful jacket. It was a bit expensive in my opinion, but I think that I guess I had to just find more performances to use this jacket in, or just use it in other stuff. But I really, really do enjoy this jacket, honestly. Man, I never thought I'd be so happy about a jacket. But there are some jackets where I'm just, it's cool to have in the collection. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy for all the jackets in my collection. But this is like one of the magnum opuses, especially because, I don't know, I've just been trying to find this version at an affordable price, so to speak, but it still looks like the original. I know that there's much more expensive ones, and even the original fabric they don't even make anymore. So there are some impersonators / tributes who have this jacket using the original fabric, and they can just afford to, jack up the price because it's the original fabric. Fair enough. But yeah, I just found that this one was the most affordable one in my opinion. Let's get into the history of the History jacket. Okay, so for the wardrobe series, usually I try and find original source material, whether it be through an auction house or something else. But turns out this jacket has not been sold anywhere. I scoured the internet, Julian's auctions, all that stuff. But shout out to MJ's Got the Look for doing a comprehensive deep dive into this jacket. This is what the information that they have on offer about this jacket. Okay, so it says, this shimmering hussar jacket is crafted from the same fabric featured in the last 3 posts, a white mesh adorned with iridescent silver squares. For those of you who are not familiar with it, this is what the last post was. MJ wore this iconic piece during the finale of each History Tour performance and at a fundraiser for Bill Clinton at the Apollo Theatre in NYC on April 24th, 2002. It was rare for MJ to recycle stage outfits across tours or eras, let alone for different songs. Initially worn for History, he later donned it for Heal the World at the 2002 event. Kind of ironic because he wore the Heal the World jacket from 1992 in the rehearsals for Human Nature for the This Is It concert in 2009. The current location of this jacket remains a mystery. It has never appeared at an auction, nor it has been publicly displayed or listed among the MJ Estates items, including those from the cancelled 2009 auction. The jacket is lined in white with a zip closure, while the metallic gold buttons are purely decorative. White braided ropes accents the cuff, collar, and back, adding to its distinctive style. So yeah, if I'm being completely opposite, those are the information to this date. 22nd of June, but I guess when this is uploaded, probably, I doubt that there's going to be any advancements in terms of the information, but those are the information that we have, apart from that in this video. But yeah, usually with these wardrobe series, I try and present all the most factual information about them, just in terms of research and all that stuff. But yeah, in my early wardrobe series reviews, it's just me talking about the jacket without any context about it, or just some brief context. Okay, so the time that this has been released, you've probably seen me singing and dancing with the jacket right here. pictures, videos, all that good stuff. But this is what the jacket looks like. And where can I start? There's so much things to start about. But yeah, let's just start off with the fabric. Now this fabric is really, really cool. It is this silver material with white backing. And I'm just gonna unzip it. It has this pull tab as well. I've explained it in the Blonde on the Dance Floor jacket. White viscose lining. Yeah, so it's basically like this white cotton material, kind of like a shirt. Yeah, it's almost like a shirt, like a dress shirt material. But on it, there's silver kind of like underlay. And as you can see, I'm just going to zoom in as well. There are these holographic squares similar to like a disco mirror ball that bounce off the light and it gives off that iridescent shine. And the cool thing about it is that they're all individual. It's not like this material sequence, cheap kind of stuff like the other history jacket. But I'm just going to zoom out. And it's a really, really cool material in a sense where the only downside about it is that some of these squares actually come off. So I've actually got these just random squares lying around the house. And I'm trying to figure out whereabouts is the hole on this jacket. But from afar, it's all sparkly. But from close up, I don't know, I can't really tell. But that's the only downside about the fabric, that it is a bit cheap, but it does kind of fall off in a sense where you just got to be careful with it, or I just need to find replacements, those like mini squares to put on these rhinestones. But yeah, overall, it's such a great jacket. It just bounces off the light. And that this is what the back looks like. It's just a full shimmer fest of this iridescent material. It's just great. But yeah, this kind of reminds me, I don't know if you have this toothpaste where you live, but like these like Colgate Maxi strips or whatever it's called, I remember being released back in 2009. But yeah, they're just basically just toothpaste with these like breath strips or whatever. I don't know what's the function, but it just reminds me of that. But yeah, back to the jacket. This is what it looks like at the front with the embroidered rope, the gold buttons, the zipper, these collar brooches. I'll get into it in a sec. What else? Oh, on the side, I'm going to talk about this as well. I'm going to talk about this because this does not come with the original jacket. Shout out to my friend Jake. He's been mentioned in the Blonde on the Dance Floor jacket video. But yes, Jake, I don't know if he did it or he has his brother-in-law or someone that he's related to, created these 3D printed custom England coat of arms badges for the history jackets. And it's just much more better than the one that it came with. But I'll get into this in a sec. And then on the sleeves, you have these embroidered rope as well. And yeah, that's just basically just a quick rundown of the jacket, so to speak. But let's get into the details, especially the roping. Now, the roping is really cool. They're basically just this silver rope that's, you know, around the collar. I think this technique is called hussars. And it's basically shown on military jackets. And that it's basically just all on the front as well as the sleeve, as well as the cuffs as well. And it's really, really detailed in a sense where it's just really cool for what it is. Like, even I was surprised that this is AliExpress quality. I've usually, you know, AliExpress has this really bad stigma of being bad quality. But yeah, these embroidery is fantastic. The buttons, obviously they're not real gold, but it's just like those plastic chrome buttons. It look really, really cool from afar. And that it's just basically, this kind of reminds me of a Victory Tour jacket, so to speak. I might use this for Victory Tour stuff. Buttons over here, buttons over here. It's just a great jacket. Yeah, on the collars as well, there are these crown brooches or pins. As you can see, that it's tacked on like so. But I've noticed that whenever I wear it, it kind of pokes in towards my neck. I just copped the pain, so to speak. But I don't know, if I remove it, it looks a bit too barren. But if I keep it on, obviously I'll have that discomfort, but I guess I'll just live with it, so to speak. But I'm not too fussed. The jacket has the pull tab. I've explained why we have the pull tab on the jackets in the Blonde on the Dance Floor jacket. White zipper. The lining, I don't know if it's viscose. Yeah, it is viscose. Yeah, it's a very thin white viscose lining backed on with like, especially over here, this is more like a cotton material, kind of like a dress shirt, like I've said earlier. But yeah, that's basically the jacket overall. But now let's get into these badges right here. Now, as you can see that these are custom 3D printed molds. And you can see on the B-roll that I've done a comparison between the 3D printed molds versus the original one. Now, the original one, look, it's kind of cheap. I kind of like the iridescent backing. I'm not a fan of the whole plastic look to it. That's what it looks like on the Jam jacket as well as the Nelson Mandela jacket. And what I've done was I basically, on the back of each badge, so to speak, this is the original Velcro with the iridescent gold at the back. I just basically cut the police badges and then just used super glue just to get the 3D printing plastic elements, and then basically just tacked it on the back of the Velcro. I don't know, I thought in my mind that if I buy new Velcro, kind of interchangeable, I'm just basically second handling some processes, so I thought I'd just tack it on the back, and then yeah, it just basically fits, yeah, it just fits perfectly on the side of the shoulder. You have to align it just a little bit so it doesn't look a bit wonky, but overall it just looks way much more better than the original jacket. What a cool jacket indeed. Like, it's great. It's a really great jacket. I would recommend buying it. It was a bit expensive, but it's the cost per use, as I would say to myself. Alrighty, so this is what the jacket looks like to me. Looks really cool. I feel like a glimmering disco ball. But as you can tell, that because the badges have some quite heft to it, there are some unflattering angles. You can see that the Velcro is right here, as well as, yeah, the more you look at the badges, the more ratchet it kind of looks from different viewing angles. But that's just simply because sometimes it's not tacked on properly, or it's just the weight of the actual badges itself. But on the side, it looks way much more better than the original one. And I know it's a bit thick, but looks way much more better than the original badges. But overall, this is a really, really cool jacket. Yeah, it just feels, yeah, I can kind of feel the pins kind of dig into my neck a little bit here. It's a bit uncomfortable. But yeah, overall, very, very cool jacket. I really like the embroidery. Yeah, it's kind of painful. I really, really enjoyed the embroidering on the sleeves. But fun fact, on the Jackson's tour, I think 2011 to 2013, Jermaine actually wore this jacket, but you can tell that it's one of those replica jackets, not the exact same jacket. You can tell by looking at the sequence, it's those circle sequences as opposed to these square sequences. That's just fun trivia fact. But yeah, Jermaine wore something similar, more or less, the same as what Michael did for the history tour. And I forgot to mention, I'll be back, this jacket also came with a brooch as well. This is what it looks like. It's kind of similar to the Blood on the Dance Floor jacket in terms of brooch. Kind of the same design, but on the back, this actually came with a safety pin. Now I'm a bit iffy about putting this this brooch on, because if I were to put it on, it'll probably be around here, like this is what it looked like, or maybe on the other side. I'm not too sure. Long story short, it'll be on here, but because like what I've explained in the Blood on the Dance Floor jacket, because it only have one point of contact, it kind of like, it's not fixed, it kind of just wobbles a little bit and it just looks a bit cheap. So I'm a bit iffy about putting this on or off, but I like it kind of off. It makes it look a bit symmetrical. I know for history he had the brooch on, but for Heal the World in 2002 he had it off, so you know it's always interchangeable, so to speak. But I like it being off. It makes the jacket look much more symmetrical. This is what it looks like with the brooch on. That's just my choice in terms of aesthetic. And I forgot to mention that the original jacket also has an armband, whether this jacket doesn't. I know that there's some people on TikTok and Instagram, they grab, okay, you gotta have a lot of courage to do this, because whenever I try and mod something, I always tend to muck it up somehow. But people have actually got a fine marker and they actually start to draw their own armband, so to speak. Try to use the lines, they draw across the lines, and all that stuff. They try and make an armband out of it. In my opinion, some people do it really well and some people it looks really, really bad, in the sense where, I don't know, you just kind of ruin the garment. I really want to do it, but I don't, knowing my luck, I'll probably muck it up. I basically like the symmetricalness of this jacket as well. I just don't want to muck up this already expensive jacket with a permanent marker armband. That's just me. But yeah, some people have done it really, really well. Or some people just have like a better replica of the jacket. Look, I'm not made of money. I think this one I chucked on the Afterpay, so I'm paying this off. But yeah, that's what the jacket kind of looks like on me. But yeah, hope you enjoy, like and subscribe. Tell me what your thoughts about this jacket, and I'll see you in the next video. Catch you around.